And yeah, this is my clothes. This is Tarina Hines. This has happened at my apartment. Again, these are videos that showing my stuff is being vandalized. You can see the thread. You can see the thread and stuff that was ripped out of it. When you take a good close look at it, you can see the thread. And yeah, all my stuff is being ripped up. This is another part of it. This is like my skirt basically that I wear as a dress. And I'm not even fat really. I'm not even really all that fat, but you could tell that I've been sewing it up because you can see that the thread is two different colors. You could see that I was sewing it up, that I've been sewing it up for the longest. It's just been one thing after another at these apartments. Yeah. And you can see that in my daughter's shirt. Now, I hate I'm going through all this race. This is called racism. You can see my daughter's shirt was ripped up. The thread was coming out. I'm going to tell you something about Latinas and Mexicans. They are really good with blades, okay? Sometimes Mexicans will hide blades under their tongue. And the Latinas, they do the same thing. Latinas, the women, when they fight with blades. That's how I know that this is a Latina and a Mexican that's doing this. It ain't just a white woman. White women does things like that too, but not like a Latina would do it or a Mexican. But yeah, you can see that the thread was ripped. You could tell that this shirt is new. This is a black little girl's shirt. This is not my shirt, it's my daughter's shirt. Yeah, her stuff was ripped up. You could tell, you know. But yeah, that's some of the things that's been going on in this apartment. You know, I don't know that I guess they feel like it's normal to walk around looking raggedy. I don't know, but that's like some racist stuff. This is my dress, and my dress is new. My dress is new. You can see that it's been ripped. You know, the rip. You can see the thread. The thread has been ripped. Okay? It's been ripped up, basically. You can see that it's been ripped. It's not wear and tear because this is new. You know, I'm not even a fat woman. I'm not even wide like that. You can tell this been ripped. I'm not even wide like this. You know, look, it's been ripped. This is what I'm gonna have to show. And you can see that it say 3. You can see that it say 3, let me get back a little bit. It say 3X. I'm trying to see. Well, it say 3X on it. Yeah, it says 3X. It's hard to see it, but it said 3X. I'm not even all that big of a woman. I'm not big of a woman. I'm not even really fat. You know, I see if I was like 400 some pounds, then I'd be ripping through my clothes. But clothes is so advanced now where they make it for plus size women too. So I know that I'm not all that big. Actually, I lost a lot of weight. I've never been really obese. You see what I'm saying? Because I do a lot of walking and everything else. One thing I didn't like about Curl Lopez is that, and this is the Latina that was my ex-landlord at River Oak. She was trying to be funny. And the people that was helping her was bigger than me. They were like bigger in weight, bigger than me. And I'm like, wow, you know, how could you talk about me when you're a heavy size? Andrea Hurd, she's a fat woman. That's a fat white girl. She's bigger than me. And I'm older than her. I'm older than both of them. You know, Rebecca Prujan, she was kind of fat and heavy looking. You know, so all because you fat and heavy looking doesn't mean you got to look raggedy. And doesn't mean that you got to look sloppy. You see what I'm saying? It's clothes out there for big women, but I am not that big. But what I don't like about, I'm going to go back to what I don't like about Curl Lopez. What I don't like about her is that she's one of those thin type of women that feel like she's so attractive that no man could resist her. She got that attitude where she thinks she's so sexy that she can get away with a lot of things. I don't like women like that. I never liked women like that. You know, I never liked women. I'm going to confess the fact I used to be a whore before, but I've never been so dirty and mean. I mean, I was mean to sleep with other men that was married before, but I never took a woman's man totally under my wings to say, well, you know, I'm going to take your man. I never did that. That was those men's choices to do. You can't get mad at a whore for taking your man unless unless you allow him to be taken, or unless he make that choice to be taken. Okay? You could never get mad at just a woman about it. And if she knows about her man cheating, then yeah, go head on. Get mad. Get mad. Get mad at her. She knows about the man is cheating, then get mad, yeah. But please, if she knows that the man is cheating and she knows about the girl knowing about it, then yeah, you have the right to be mad. If they both know about you already as the wife, get mad. Yeah, it's okay to get mad. It's okay to cry. You know, but one thing about women like her, the women that I'm talking about, they don't have no conscience. You got women like me that repent. And I am going to write that book about what a whore I was. I am going to write that because actually it's street, it's hood. That's the way I used to be. I couldn't really stay faithful. And the reason why I couldn't stay faithful in one relationship was a personal issue that I had. Okay? I'm not going to list those issues right now. But I just know that I am being hated in these apartment complexes. I know that I'm being hated. And one thing that I'm doing, like Emily's cousin told me to do, he said, and he's a biblical man, he said you need to lead by example. Lead other women to an example of how they should be. And my example of a woman is being truthful. Even when you're mad, you know, I don't call those women in the office complex women, because if you're raging like that behind somebody's back, then you're not a damn woman. And I don't know what Officer Sublet called a definition of a woman, but one thing I did do on camera is I revealed how upset and pissed off I was. I revealed that. So actually I didn't live a lie because I'm revealing it. See, the woman he needs to watch out for is the women that are silent and sneaky. Silent and sneaky. Those are the type of women you need to watch out for, sir. Don't watch out for the ones that are showing anger. And I told Gregory James, my ex, the same thing. I said, you need to watch out for the ones that's sneaky and silent. Don't watch out for the ones that's loud and showing you the anger. Them the ones you don't watch out for. See, they got to know who to watch out for, who not to watch out for. I know that you're going to talk, so I know you loud, you're going to talk, so I know you ain't all that dangerous, because I know you're going to talk. But when you're dealing with a sneaky, silent person, that's the dangerous one. That's the one that's not showing you anger. That's the one that they don't show it, they do it behind your back. It's one of those white girls that stay quiet. One of those women. I wouldn't just put culture on it. I don't put culture. Let me stop putting culture on anger. Let me not do that. Let me watch that really carefully, because it could be any culture that could be angry. Okay? What they're doing here in Tucson, Arizona as cops, as men, is they put race, culture on behavior. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. That would be discrimination. Stop putting culture on behavior. One thing I do know about Latinas, Latina women, would have a knife under their tongue if they got to. And one of the Latinas that was in Chicago a long time ago, this is what happened to a Latina. One day this Latina, and I think she was in a gang or something, I don't know for sure, but what she did, she had got into a fight. I think she was being bullied. I don't know the whole story, but it was a long time ago, very long time ago. It had nothing to do with me, but it was this Latina that got into a really big fight. She hid a blade under her tongue, okay? And when the girl punched her throat, she swallowed it, okay? She swallowed it and died. See, Latinos and Mexicans do the most dangerous things to themselves. And the first thing the people was saying is that, why would she have a blade in her mouth for? What was going on with her? You know, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of things that was going on with that. You know, a lot of people question, why would she have a blade under her tongue for? What the hell was wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? You could take a beat down. You could take a beat down with a punch, but you would not live from no blade going down your throat. That's what a lot of people say. You could take a beat down with a punch, with a hit, with a smack, with a kick. But a blade going down your throat? Girl, she ended her own life. The girl punched the Latina in her throat and made her swallow the blade. Okay? That was dangerous. All she had to do was put that blade in her pocket or put it away or something. All she had to do was stand her ground and fight. Some people don't like to stand their ground. Some people wasn't taught to fight their own battles physically or mentally or spiritually. Some people don't know how to fight like that. And, you know, a lot of people felt sorry for the Latina. A lot of people felt sorry for her. But this happened a long, long time ago in Chicago. I think I was a child back then. I think I was like a little kid back then. But this Latina that I'm talking about was like a teenager. She was older than me. Older than me. The story is old. But yeah, she hid the blade under her tongue. And when she got punched in her throat again, she swallowed it. Because she was trying to catch her breath. During that fight, she got punched in her throat, and it went down. It went down and cut her throat, and she died. Okay, this really happened. And we read, everybody heard about it, they read about it. I think, I don't know if it was in the tabloids or not, but it was going around in the community what happened to her. But yeah, I'm looking at the timing on my phone. I'm looking at the mirror, and that's why I keep looking up. I'm looking at the mirror, and I'm looking at my cell phone. I'm watching myself on camera so I can know that I got a good angle. So I'm positioning the phone by the mirror, in front of the mirror, and I'm looking in it so I can see the timing on this video, because I think I've been talking a long time. But yes, that happened for real to a Latina. That's why I say Latina do some crazy things. Crazy. That was crazy. I wouldn't have been doing that. I wouldn't have had no blade in my mouth, you know. But yeah, a lot of them do that in Chicago. A lot of them women be doing that. A lot of Mexicans and a lot of Latinas be having them. Mexican women be having blades in their mouth. You don't need no blade in no mouth. You know, they do some most deadly dangerous things. They don't think sometimes. You know, they don't think. And I try not to put behavior on culture, but sometimes we can't help but to do it, you know. We can't help but to do it. We can't help but to be ignorant sometimes. You know, we being ignorant to the situation, but ignorant to the cultural behaviors. Okay, we ignorant to that. You know, but that was a stupid move, what she did. I mean, if you're going to fight hands up. Fight with your fists. Don't put no blade into that fight like that. A lot of people go get a blade. I did that before. I got a blade. I almost cut a girl in high school. Another black girl in high school. That was dumb. What I should have done was fought with my fist, but I did fight with my fist. But when you're thinking of rage, when you're thinking of anger, and when you're thinking of winning a fight, you don't think. You don't think. So you pull out anything. You pull out anything, whether it's a chair, a blade, a knife, because well, a knife is a blade, but some people pull out a gun. You know, they pull out a gun. Whatever it takes for them to win that fight. You're going to pull out anything that's around, surroundings that you could grab. When you feel like you hurt and you want to win. Okay? It's all about winning. It's all about revenging. But in this situation, I'm going to sew. I got a sewing kit. So I'm going to sew my stuff up. I'm going to sew my stuff up and go sit down somewhere. I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm not going to confront a crazy person and say, hey, you did this to me, because they would never understand. You cannot reason with crazy people. And that was on Tyler Perry, on acrimony. You cannot reason with crazy people. You cannot reason with crazy. So don't ask them nothing. Don't ask no crazy person nothing, because they already know what they're doing. They don't have a conscience. That's how I used to be when I was a whore. And I used to lie to other people, other women, about their husbands and boyfriends. I used to say, oh, I'm the cousin. You know, I'm the cousin. And I know damn well I wasn't the cousin. I make up some type of lie. Oh, we used to go to school together. You know, but I never had proof. I never had no pictures to prove the fact that I went to school with them, with their husbands or their boyfriends. I never had proof. I was just going by what the man told me to say. You know? But yeah, here got the sewing kit right here. So I got the sewing kit right here. I don't mean to jump around and get off the subject. But yeah, I got a sewing kit, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I just have to work on it over time and sew it up. But yeah. Yeah, my videos are so long. But what I'm going to do is downsize my videos, start limiting my talk, and I'm gonna start limiting that, because I can talk a lot, you know, because I'm a friendly type of person, so I can talk a lot. But yeah, this is one of my daughter coats that I have to sew up. I don't know how that got like that. I'm not gonna blame too much stuff on them, but I have a lot of sewing to do, you know. Then after that, I'm not gonna keep sewing. I'm going to have to put my stuff away, pack it up. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. I know it takes a lot of strength. I know it takes a lot of nerve. But thank you for listening to my stories. Thank you for being patient with me on this video, because this video could be so long. I know it takes a lot to listen to me. It takes a miracle to listen to me, you know. But thank you very much for everything. I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful that you're listening to me. I'm very grateful. But yeah, thank you so much. Again, my name is Tarina Hines. That's my maiden name. And I'm 42 years old. Thank you.